Hello everyone and welcome back to the next lesson in the SNAP course. So today we'll be starting on the platformer project. So this is essentially our last project for this course and we'll be spending a lot of time doing it. So let's get started. Okay, so before we actually start the project, let's take a look back at what we've done. So far, we've covered all the different types of blocks, like the motion, look, sound, pen, control, sensing, and a little bit of variables too. So having looked at all these different blocks, we've even created these nice, cool projects that we never would have thought we could have done with these limited number of blocks. So like, look at this, especially this art project that we just did. That looks amazing. So we have a pretty good control over our snap. So let's confidently move towards the next project. Okay, so for the platformer project, you need to create a platformer game. So this is a game where a character has to jump and run in order to reach a certain goal. Okay, so platformers generally also have some kind of feature where you cannot touch lava or some equivalent thing. Some examples of some platformers you might have played are Mario, Wave the Ninja, Donkey Kong, Geometry Dash, and many of the old games were platformers. Like games that people used to play a long time ago tended to be platformers. Okay, so our goal for these next few classes, specifically classes 7 through 11, is going to be to make a basic platformer. So what this means is we have to have a character that goes through some levels and reaches some portals and goes to the next levels and keeps going. So whenever a character reaches a portal, it can advance to the next level. Okay, so today we're going to take a break from coding a lot because for the past few classes, we've been doing a lot of stuff. Okay, so today we're just going to prepare some sprites and stages for the project and create a few levels. And the levels aren't going to be code. They're going to be some stages. So you'll just be making some backgrounds, probably drawing them. We'll also need to create a main character and have some basic movement. Okay, so let's get on with the practicing because we're not doing that much code today. Okay, so first let's look at some examples. So basically, each platform can be kind of a line, and your first level can just be a line, just a straight line to the entire thing, so that the user can get a feel for the controls and start out. That's how a lot of games generally start. You don't start your game with some kind of advanced level. You start with a very easy level so that the user can get used to the controls and everything. Okay, so additionally, in this platformer, we'll use red for lava. So the color needs to be different from any colors that you're using elsewhere. So make sure that it stands out because the way that we're going to be actually checking if the sprite has touched the lava is to check if it's touching the color red. Also, we're going to have to create a new sprite for the portal, which is going to be our goal. So you can see here on the complete right, we have 5 levels that have been made for the thing. And you can just draw these directly in the sprite's image editor. Okay, additionally, next class we'll be doing some movements. So our first objective is going to be trying to do movement. So if you finish doing all of this extra stuff with all the sprites and all the stages, you can get back to coding, so you can try incorporating some movement. So incorporate specifically moving right and moving left based on key presses. Also, don't use the when right arrow key pressed block in order to do your moving. That's because the issue with this block is that when another key is pressed, the block gets interrupted. So for example, if I am clicking the right arrow and then all of a sudden I click M by accident, it completely interrupts the right arrow. So that's not good. Instead, when we use the flagged click button, you should keep a forever block and then add some sensing blocks and other blocks inside. So for example, in your forever block, you can have if touching this or if the right key pressed. Then make it do something when this key is pressed. Also, this makes the movement a lot more fluid, which is generally better for platformers because it looks nicer. Like you can see on the bottom how it should look. Okay, here's your next objective. So try to make a game over. So look at this. On the right, we have the solution to the last objective. Okay, so if we look at this code, we have this forever loop, and then inside we check if the right key is pressed, we change x by 5. If the left key pressed, we change x by -5. Okay, so change 5 to change the speed. What this means is that if we make the 5 bigger, it's going to move faster, and if we make it smaller, we're going to make it slower. So now if the character is touching the color of lava, or the Y position is lower than the screen, so if it falls off all the platforms and it falls to the bottom, then you should display a message asking whether you want to play again or not. So if you remember the ask block and the ask and wait block, you should incorporate that. Also, we'll handle restarting the game later, but just for now, use an if-else statement. So first, if answer is yes, then play again, and we'll actually do that play again part later, but else just end all. Oh yeah, there's a secret hint at the bottom of the slide if you wanted to see it. Okay, also if you're done with all of that, which is already a lot, you can make more levels and make one message for each level. And when the sprite receives the message for a certain level, it should reset to match that level. So what this means is we're not saying something. By messages, we mean the messages, as in broadcasting and messages. So create a broadcast for each level. And when each sprite receives the message for a next level, it should reset to where it needs to be for that new level. So it should move to the left side of the screen, etc. You should also make sure that the stage changes. So set the stage background to the background that is the level that you want. Okay, so today was really short, and that's because you have essentially the rest of the entire time to work on your platformer project, which is going to be just creating your sprites, creating your stages, maybe adding some basic movement, and game over. So that's all for today, and hopefully you can get a lot done on your platformer project, and next time we'll start with some actually more in-depth stuff with our platformer. So we'll see you next time. Bye.